Hi everyone, it's Stephanie, and today is National Dog Day. It's also raining outside, and so you'll probably hear some thunder, and I might jump a bit. And you might also hear the dogs because I have one that's afraid of the storm, so she's right at my feet, and the other two are sort of wandering around. So I thought it would be fun to play with some stamp sets. I've had actually this Lawn Fawn stamp set, The Critters at the Dog Park, for a while, and I haven't really had a chance to play with it, even though it's super cute. But just recently I got the die cuts, and I'm super excited about that. So that's why they look like they've never been used, because I actually just got those oh, I don't know, a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago maybe at the most. And this one I've had for a couple of months. And then I've had the Simon Says stamp set for a while, and I've used this set actually, even though it looks like it's not been used. I must have cleaned it up very well because I have actually used this set, and then I have the die here for Simon. He's a cutie. Now, I am not a very good colorist. I'm not very good at coloring, so I don't know how these are going to turn out, and I'm thinking I might just stamp these on pattern paper. I was watching the video on YouTube by Kelly of Lawn Fawn, and I really liked how she showed them cut out of pattern paper. So this dog would be kind of, I could do, except for the nose part, I could do some of the same coloring, but none of them really represent the dogs that I have, so I'm not going to be coloring like my dogs or anything like that. And so I'm just going to do probably some fun pattern paper, maybe some light coloring, but I just wanted to, for National Dog Day, I just wanted to do a video of some fun dog cards. So the rest of this may be heavily edited, and probably because of the storm, I will probably come and do a voiceover. So I'm going to go grab some paper and make some cards. So I didn't really mean for this video to be this heavily edited, but what happened was I thought I had pressed record and that I was looking at a record, as it was recording. So apparently I wasn't recording. So it's kind of funny too, because I went through and I said, oh, I'm not going to color anything. I had chosen a bunch of papers from these DCWB stacks, and I thought I'm going to just do pattern paper for the dogs because I'm not a very good color person that colors well. I found this really cute dotted one for the grass, and I know he's a little bit dark, but on the card you'd be able to see him pretty well. So can you see him? But anyway, so what happened was I went and stamped this little doggy onto this color paper, and it was really cute, and I actually just liked him as he was. And then I started adding some elements with gray, some colored elements with gray, and then I was like, oh no, I just don't like that. So then I started with brown, and then I went through, and I think it was like 20 minutes of coloring, and I'm like really happy with how he came out. And I didn't record any of the process. So I cut him out with the die set, and so then I did a little bit of coloring also, even though this dog, we always used to just call him Wiener Dog. We had a Wiener Dog. But anyways, so I colored him and with the brown. So I am going to make this a birthday card, but I'm also going to use the I Rough You, because it's going to be a birthday card for my sister. So she will think, I rough you, I do rough her, is cute. And so I'm going to like have two dogs playing in the grass and say, I rough you. In the video, I have sped up 2 times, and I selected the blue paper for the sky and placed the grass, sized out the grass piece of paper, And then I'm adding a line here with my T-square that the grass will go along, the grass stamp will go along. And I adjusted my camera because I realized you couldn't see what I was doing towards the bottom of the table. So I'm just showing how I'm going to stamp that across the line, and you really can't see the pencil line very well. And I did an okay job with that, but when I put the grass paper back on, I thought I'm going to add some more of the grass stamp. And as you'll see, I just kept going a little too long, and it just became a mess. And then I decided that I was going to go ahead and just rip it off, and that's coming up soon, where I decide, nope, that's just too much stamping, and it couldn't get the line straight again. So I took the grass paper off, and I had a difficult time with this because the ATG adhesive is very, very good, which means it's very, very sticky. And so I had some excess paper, and then I erased the line that I originally made, um, and I erased some adhesive, which those adhesive erasers are very, very good. So now I'm on to just having no stamping on the green part and picking out the sentiment. And instead of leaving it as I rough you, I went ahead and chose a happy birthday from one of the Simon Says stamp sets. And I'll put a link to it right now. I'll put a link to it below because I can't really remember off my head right now because I'm kind of tired, and I really shouldn't be doing this voiceover right now, but I'm going to get even more delayed with this video if I don't keep going. So here I'm adding my favorite foam adhesive, but as you can see, it takes a lot of cutting to get it to be like pop dots, and so I edited out quite a bit of time that it took me to do that. I like the lower profile for the dogs, but it would have saved much more time to do the pop dots. So I'm just placing the dogs as if they're playing together on the grass, but I don't want them to go too far over the grass portion where I stamped. And then I'm about to place it down and realize I want something extra on the sky, so I get out some tumbled glass, distress ink, and I'm going to put some, I'm just going to get one of the foam mini applicators and just put some darker edging around the sky paper. And it sort of looks better, but you can tell here I just decided for the grass I was just going to edge the edge of the paper with a darker green pen, and I'm just doing that so that it shows up better against the white background. I'm adding a little bit more tumbled glass, and the effect's really, really mild, but I think it just gives it a little bit more depth. So then I decided I want the tennis ball. They're playing with the tennis ball, and then I could have just chose a solid color because of the way the stamp was, but I just had this idea that there was this polka dot paper that was the right size, and it was, but really using the solid paper in that color would have been fine too. But I got really happy and went and stamped a bunch of tennis balls, and I only ended up using one. But it was really nice because they really were the perfect size. And so as you can see, I'd stamped a bunch. And now I cut a bunch out, and I only used one, so it didn't really matter. So now I'm setting up the happy birthday, and I'm still thinking I might add I rough you in the front of the card, but it just didn't work out. And so here's the happy birthday. And I have a tendency when I put a stamp onto an ink pad, I kind of, I put it down a few times because I'm trying to get a lot of ink on it, and I really don't think that's necessary. So here I'm just showing it like I just put it on real quick once, but I don't. I tap it quite a few times, and it's just a bad habit. So I'm happy with the way that looks, so I adhere it to the base of the card, which is just some white cardstock card bases that I have pre-made for OWH cards, and since I'm not making very many of those, I just have a lot of the bases left over. So now I'm pretty happy with it, and then I decide I'm going to put some clouds on, and I'm using a Sizzix cloud die from a set by Stephanie Barnard, Kites. And I was going to have it just show over the top of the card, but then I thought, well, I can't fit that in the envelope then. So I just cut part of it at the very top of the card, so it actually goes over the the sky blue paper, but then when I put the other one on, I put it right at the top because there's going to be white above. So it could have been either way. I could have put it up at the edge like I'm doing with the second one here. Um, and I smudged with some ink, and I think there's still some smudging, but I think an eraser takes off a lot of my ink smudges. Um, and it was enough to where I was pretty happy with it. And then I decided to put the I Rough You sentiment inside, and then of course I'll write a bunch of stuff for my sister, and I was done. And then I have a photo here of the finished product.